Hello, hello, North Clipper High friends, Darth Memo here. As you can see, I'm in the woods, but I'm still not disconnected. I'm here to review Season 3 of Episode 5, Hera's Heroes of Star Wars Rebels. Let's get right into the review, shall we? So the episode, it didn't bother to give us exposition or anything. It started right in the middle of the action, right on Ryloth with Hera swooping into the rescue. It's pretty cool. I didn't understand if that was necessary or if it was like surprise or if it was planned, but it was explained later that it kind of was planned but not planned. You know what I mean? And then they talk about how the Imperials have now occupied their hometown and nothing was able to be salvaged, including some the Kalikori. An ancient piece of Twi'lek, like it's an heirloom that's passed down from family to family, or from generation to generation, and each generation adds something to it. It was this, and Hera, it's very important to her, so she tries to get a hold of it, so her and Ezra go undercover. I will have to say, the scout troopers were pretty good here. Not as terrible as they were in Endor, when Han tapped one on the shoulder and looked the other way. That's the oldest trick in the book. Oh, I do apologize for the lighting here. This is terrible. Not much to work with, though. I don't want to spoil it for everyone, but, anyways, so Ezra and Hera and Chopper infiltrate the Imperial, place to, get the Kalikori. And then, she runs in, as they're trying to escape, she runs into none other than Grand Admiral Thrawn, who sees right through it and keeps her, or takes her prisoner, and it's interesting how he goes through it all. He seems to be picking up right off the bat. He's an interesting villain. I mean, he's not necessarily like Tarkin. He's fine with letting the rebels go every once in a while. He's more looking for the intel than he is to capture them. So yeah, he focuses more on the long-term plan than the short-term, which is interesting. I like to see. I've never read the Thrawn trilogy. I read the comic book adaptation of the first novel, Heir to the Empire, and I didn't really pay much attention to Thrawn. I was kind of new to the whole EU and everything, but it was good. So I didn't really get to learn much about Thrawn, so I look forward to seeing how they play him out in Rebels. Then as Ezra tries to free Hera, Thrawn immediately stuns him, as if he knew, which was pretty cool. And then he said he had somewhere to go, but he left it to the Captain Slavin to take care of him. And Slavin contacts Cham and offers him a trade, him for Hera and Ezra. Interesting. And Cham was prepared to do it. It's a nice change of heart than we've seen previously with him. Whereas first Ryloth's security was his own priority, now it's Hera. So that's cool that he's kind of made that switch. And as he's going to prepare to trade himself, Chopper was setting explosives throughout their home. Hera bombed their house, and they escaped. With the whole Kanan thing, I just want to kind of mention, it seems at times when he's like fighting, it doesn't really seem like he's blind. You know, so I don't know, just an observation. Not necessarily a problem, but not necessarily a good thing either. But I see how they're following a very similar episode structure for this as they did with the first two seasons. The first two episodes, combined of the TV movie, give us that first little tease of the villain and the introduction and set the tone for the series. We have Spark of Rebellion, set the tone, kind of goody-goody, introduced us briefly to the Inquisitor. Season 2, Siege of Lothal, set the tone for the season, going to be dark, and introduced or teased at the introduction of the new Inquisitors. And Season 3 briefly introduced Thrawn, set the tone, or the Steps in the Shadow, yeah, to set the tone for Season 3. It's going to be kind of in the middle. And then we have the next episode, the third one, which kind of shows us some of our allies that we'll be able to be working with. And okay, I don't really know. They didn't really follow it for the first and second episode, but then the third episode was definitely going to be the main introduction of the villain. In Season 1 case, Rise of the Old Masters, introduced us mainly to the Grand Inquisitor. Always two there are. Introduced us mainly to the fifth brother and seventh sister, and our main introduction to Thrawn was in the third episode, Hera's Heroes. So interesting how they're playing off to that. But Thrawn, he lets the rebels go as they fly up. And the captain was kind of shocked about it, but he's like, no. This is rather enlightening. So I wonder what plans he has for the rebels. Next episode features us some old Clone Wars nostalgia, so until then, Darth Momo, out.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. If you liked the video, comment down below and hit that like button. Oh, and check out some of my other videos. I'm sure you'll find them delight.